Hello, everyone. This week is Story Week, and I have a really good story for you. It's a story of when I first realized I wanted to become a United States Army soldier. It all began back in basic training, and I had a drill sergeant that was just the epitome of what a soldier was. He lived, breathed, and ate United States Army values. This guy was an Army Ranger. I will never forget him. He taught me everything there was to know about being true to the Army and true to yourself at the same time. It all began. We went out on a long field mission. It's at the end of the 8-week training period in basic training. It was a week field problem, which was called FTX. You pretty much march out approximately 5 miles, full battle rattle, which is all your gear, enough things to sustain you for the entire week. It usually ranges from about 80 to 100 pounds on your back, but it wasn't so bad. We got out there, we set up base camp, fortified all our positions. We dug what was called a foxhole, uh, mainly used for sleeping. No, I'm just kidding. But that's where you and your battle buddies, pulled guard on a daily basis until it was about the night before the last night of the field problem. My drill sergeant came to me and said, "Grab your squad and meet me in my tent at 0000 hours, which is 12 o'clock for those of you that don't know military time." He then, once we got to his tent that late at night, he briefed us on a situation. Of course, it was all made up with another troop that was just on the other side of where we were camped at. And he sent us the briefing entailed that we go to the other base camp and steal as much ammo, food, and supplies that we could without getting caught. So me and my squad, which was made up of three other guys, we headed out, and we was running to the other base camp, and I'll never forget. One of my guys got caught up in some concertina wire, and it was the most funny thing you've ever seen because he was from New York, and he really didn't know what the woods was like. You know what I mean? But we got him out of it, and we ended up actually uh, taking. It was two people's weapons that were unattended. 6 MREs and a little over 100 rounds of ammo. We reported back to my drill sergeant. He was ecstatic with us. He was so happy that that we accomplished the mission and within time limit that he briefed. The next morning, uh, the first sergeant of the basic training came down to the FTX, and he was he was probably like 7 foot tall, weighed 350 pounds, biggest man I've ever seen in my life. And my drill sergeant was about 5'6" and maybe 200 pounds, and it was just the funniest thing seeing my first sergeant chew out my drill sergeant, and that really taught me a lot. You'll never be over prepared for anything, and don't ever take anything for granted. Um, and that concludes my story.